Let's get this show on the road, shall we? Sorry, just reading your comment, Zella. It's accurate, really. So here we are. I just thought I'd play this. I don't know if the sound comes through for you. I don't know if you remember this, but I think this is more towards the end. Intro. I hope there's no copyright issues with me using this. Oh, it's with Rebecca, not Miss Jane, so it must be later. Anyway, that's what we're doing tonight. We're doing Mr Squiggle. And I've had everyone send me squiggles, which is amazing. I don't even know if I'll get time to go through them all. But I've got all these awesome squiggles, and there's like a couple that I'm just like, oh, I can see something, but others I'm just like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't specifically have a time limit, but I don't know, if you want to shout out hurry up at any time, you can do so. And maybe somebody will pop up. Or if you want to shout upside down, because I'm going to draw them upside down for you as well. So, Mr. Squiggle was pretty creepy. Like, he's a bit disturbing, right? So anyway, for people who didn't know, this was most of my followers would know, I reckon, but this is international. Like, this is streaming to the world. So I'm not that prepared. This is like one day. I'm in lockdown. I don't have a pencil nose. So Mr. Squiggle would draw, like, kids would send in their squiggle and Mr. Squiggle would make a drawing of it. But Mr. Squiggle was a puppet, and it wasn't until I was older that I realized the puppeteer was up the top and he was using a stick, which was the hat, to control the nose, which was the pencil. So he was drawing from on top. And there would inevitably be a point where he would say upside down, and Miss Jane would have to turn the drawing upside down. And it was all because the artist was up the top looking down. And I don't remember specifically how old I was, but I remember that moment when I found that out. And I was like, what? Everything just made sense. It was really bizarre. Oh, great. So I'm glad other people didn't know that. There you go. There's your little tidbit for the evening. So it was funny because think when I found that out, that the drawings were mostly upside down, in my memory, they weren't always upside down. Sometimes they were the right way up. But when I looked back at some of the episodes, they are all either upside down or sideways. So anyway, I've got lots of different squiggles. Some of them I might combine. But to replay the nostalgia for you viewers, it's going to be upside down. Oh, Pete, you never knew that as well. I'm so glad I am the one telling you this. That's so, I feel like I've just blown your minds. So yeah, it's going to be upside down for you. I'm going to start with Mum and Dad's because they're my mum and dad's. So this was sent in by Steve's mum 1 on Twitch, and this one was sent in by Trombone 0037, which is my father. So I'm going to use these I'm going to use them both because I thought that was kind of, they're pretty simple, and I thought that was kind of poetic that it was Mum and Dad's. Don't you think? Hello! I'll get rid of Mr. Squiggle, he's a bit creepy. Not sure the best way. I'm just going to switch these to multiply. Oops. Yeah, cool. So, okay, so what I'm going to do is, obviously I have a very different style to Mr Squiggle, and I'm not trying to emulate his cartooniness, and he got through things really quickly. I'm just going to just do my own thing. I'm going to sketch. We'll sort of like sketch out a scene or a character or whatever, and then it's lockdown, all right? I've prepared. It took me 1 day to prepare. You're lucky this even fit me, this lemons and lavender shirt. Anyway, so I'm gonna do like a sketch, and we'll sort of like finish the sketch, then I'll go on to the next one. Then at some point we'll sort of, maybe we'll do a vote on which one I should finish off during the stream in terms of like, you know, full on shading and stuff. Also, I am really sorry if I don't get to your squiggle. I got so many, I couldn't believe it. Anyway, let's just get started. I'm going to do an extra layer on top. I might make the background a bit softer just because it's a bit harsh, right? Maybe into a little green. Yeah, let's do that. Cool. So feel free to guess what I'm doing whenever you like. That's kind of fun, isn't it? And that's what Miss Jane would do. I don't know how that would work, but and I'm really just using these . Oops. Okay. What's that? Oh, okay. All right. Upside down. Whew. So I thought I'd do this scene. And there's a little person sort of sitting in between a rock and the tree, and reading a book. That's pretty cute. If I do say so myself. I drew on the wrong layer, but who cares? All right, we'll call this number 1. Let's do another one. I think I'll stick to portrait. Is the upside down thing annoying, or is it kind of fun? You were supposed to say upside down. You were. Okay, let's do this one. Which is from JL. I'm sure you could see a bit of style in there. Okay, good. We're sticking with the upside down. Think of it as what's it called? Stranger Things. Actually, let's it's probably easy to see what's going on here. I'm not sure what's going on here actually. Can you guess, Miss Jane? Upside down. Go on, say it. You got to say it before I'll do it. Someone's got to say it. Okay, there must be a there must be a delay. I will just upside down. It's upside down. Thank you. Sorry, I don't know how delayed it is. Still figuring that out. So it's a bird. It's like it's a bin chicken. It's an ibis. Ibises have more curved beaks though, don't they? Ibises are more like that, right? And do they have a black head? Not sure. All right, I'll try to take the delay into consideration before I ask for an upside down. Okay, let's do another one. I'm gonna make, so that one's number 2. Sorry, just. Now, I think I might put a couple together. I'm gonna do, oh, hang on. Let's do this one from Della. And we'll add in this one from Pete. What do we do here? Hang on. Alright, let me just sit with this for a hot second. I don't know why, but hot second is my new favorite phrase. Right, I'm sorry I'm being very manipulative, but let's try this. Oops, so, hang on, let me undo. My whole sorry, too much going on. The difference between a hot second and a second is I feel like a hot second is like it's not necessarily a second, but it's urgent. So it might be longer than a second, but it's an active second. Maybe not urgent. Urgent isn't the right word. So Steve's mum, am I upside down? Or is it just this? Because that shouldn't be happening, and that's not my fault. Yeah. So the screen's this is supposed to be upside down, like Mr Squiggle. I don't know what's going on here. How do I... I don't actually know what's happening here. Okay, I think I'm done with this for now. I'm happy to come back to it though if we feel the need. So, anybody want to know what time it is? Mum's got it upside down. Woohoo! It's a bear. It's a bear. It's a bear with a spring on his butt, and I think he's a Jack in the Box, or he was. And he's just springing out. So that's something. Right, let's call that number 3. Alright, let's keep going with portrait mode. Let's add some in. This is fun. Has anybody, maybe there's some late entries and I could get some more in. No, that's fine. Okay, let's do, I've got this one from JC Harris, otherwise known as Chateau Gâteau. Ooh, this is interesting. And maybe we'll pair it with another one from JL. Am I missing anyone? No, this is all the ones I've got. This one's very... I like that he's gone to trouble with it, you know. So if you're interested, you can see this image now is black and white, and the layer underneath it is, you can't see it because the white is in the way, right? So if you switch it to blending mode, oh, that's interesting. That's very interesting. So if you switch the blending mode to multiply, what that does is essentially kind of similar to a mask, but basically everything that's white is transparent and everything that's black is not. All right, let's go back to Mr Squiggle mode. Okay, cool. Yep, I'm getting something. Okay, maybe I'm not getting something. Hang on, I need to... Yes, he did. I remember that. I'm just going to undo all this. Start again. I'll put this on, sorry. Oh no. I don't know what that is. I'm going to cheat and move some things around. I don't know what the hell this is. Okay. let's reveal it. But I'm not really, this is probably the failure of the set. So what happens now? What happens now? Upside down. So it's supposed to be, I don't know what it's supposed to be. It's a monster attacking and I don't know, some thing running to help its friend who's been blasted away. That's all I got. I think it's the start of something though, right? Okay, so let's choose which ones to work through. So I've been an hour. I'll go for another hour. What I'm going to do is I'm going to present them, and then you can all vote 1, 2, 3, or 4. Which one I should work up during this stream. I'll just I can't really, can I zoom? I can't really zoom in there. But so essentially you need to vote 1, 2, 3, or 4 in the chat. We've got 1 is the cute little scene of the tree and the valley, let's say. 2 is the fish and the bird. 3 is the teddy bear Jack in the Box. I was really wanting to say jukebox then. And 4 is the weird monster. Okay, so cast your votes in the chat and I will quickly refill my drink. Does that make sense to everyone? Okay, we've got 3. Keep the votes coming. Okay, this isn't helpful. 3. We've got 2 for 1 and 2 for 2. I'm still refreshing my drink, so go on. It's got to be someone. Okay, so now we've got 2 for 1, 2 for 2, and 2 for 3. So that means I have to choose, right? Unless there's somebody else silently. That's right. Um, I'm going to choose number 3. But I would really like to work up the others in my own time. So, you know, just look out for that as well. But let's go with 3 for now. Everybody happy with? Yeah, you're happy with that. Alright, let's, oops, what's going on here? Let's make that multiply. Let's get some mood happening. I really want to go towards the pinks. That's my favorite. Let's go there. Great. So, second last night of lockdown. It's such a weird perspective. Oops. Aww. I'd send you some of mine if I could. I don't know what all these blocks are. I was thinking parts of a box. I don't know, let's just go with that for now. That one looks delicious. Me? Or Snorlax? Or Finn? I know you mean that chocolate. Wow. Way to get things wrong. So I hope everyone enjoyed the Mr Squiggle element. I mean, it's still sort of going on, but it's kind of fun. Definitely do it again. Why not? Actually, who remembers Mr Squiggle? Because today I was talking to JL actually, and he reminded me of the other characters in the show that I'd forgotten about. I remembered, is it Bill? Bill the construction scooper thing, and there was Gus the snail or something. I don't actually remember what he looks like. Gus the snail and Bill the oh, that's right. He had the tongue. And I always remember blackboards. He always like had the. Feels like he was inebriated. He had the woofy eye going on. I do not know what's going on here. But I kind of want to do the lighting a bit differently, I think. Is it windy where everybody else is? The TV... Oh, the TV is on Gus's back. The snail. Hurry up. Let's have Mr Squiggle looking over me. Why not? As terrifying as he is. Yeah. Just because I want it to feel like they're green, they're brownish boxes, but I want the vibe of the environment to be kind of bluish. So my thinking behind that is pulling the yellows towards the blues. I don't know if that's a good way to do it, but that's what I'm doing. Let's start on top. Yeah, it's really windy here. I don't know if it's coming through the microphone. The house is kind of well, the apartment I should say, is squeaking all over the place. It's such a weird angle, but I guess that's what this what this experiment does, right? Forces you to think a different way. So I'm partly trying to think about the shapes the bear makes. So his feet, imagining the light is coming from down here. So it would be kind of shaded this way, but also things like his foot would cause a shadow, and his tummy would cause a shadow, and his head would cause a shadow. Know what I mean? I think I'll spend a bit of time on his head because I feel like that's an important spot. Oh, he's actually looking kind of cute. I think actually he needs... Gonna be going, ooh, ooh. I can furry too, because he's a bear. He's a bear in there. He does wear it well. He doesn't get much of a choice. Oh, hello, Bear Withington. How appropriate for you to join us. Just as I'm drawing you. Jumping out of a box. With a spring up your butt. Actually, speaking of the spring, I think I might add some shadows in there. That kind of helps it, doesn't it? It helps it feel like there's really a 3D-ness to it, and there's light coming up his backside. Need to smooth that out a bit. Tell you what, my art has developed so much since I've let go of being too precious about how things looked. And I think also, oops, that's wrong. It's partly something that doesn't gel with me about commissions. Like, I best job possible. And when I'm just doing what I want to do, I'm being really rough and ready and stuff like that. But even if, as soon as I get a commission, my thoughts immediately go to, oh, I need to do better because I'm being paid. But at the same time, people want what I do. And what I do is this. I guess it depends on what they're coming to me for, but you know, it's just an interesting dynamic that I feel like I've had to deal with my whole creative career journey. It's not really a career. What if I get rid of those? Why not? Let's just go from there. What if you even merge it down, Stephen? I hear you say. Do it. See if I care. Alright, they're merged. I've merged it all. There's no going back. think I want his belly to be a bit more, not that colour, a bit more, not that colour either. No. Yeah. Why is that a thing? I mean, I guess it's I suppose it's like the toe beans, like it's the pads of the feet. But why on the tummy? Because it's common. Sonic the Hedgehog had a big round belly patch. I don't know what you call it. Maybe his snout should be that colour too. Yeah, right. Oh wow, 10 viewers. That's amazing. Thank you for watching. That's honestly the best, that's the most amount of viewers I've had when I've been flying solo. Can you believe it? So what I'm doing now is just trying to sort of shade the facial region, and I feel like it's I think I'm doing a pretty good job so far, to be honest. What's your perspective? Do you feel like I'm failing? Anyway, as I was saying, I'm trying to kind of shade things. So you see how there, just adding a little bit of light on the top side of the eye socket makes it feel like it's going in more. I think I might actually make this completely black. because the light's coming from below, sorry Della, I don't even get royalties. So far. That's too much. That's too much. That's too light. What are you doing? That's better. Just a little touch. Well, to be honest, no, not always. Sometimes I think, not so much with art, but with design or animation and stuff, people will come to me because I'm the only person they know that can do stuff. So they're not necessarily coming to me for my style. They're just coming to me because I'm there. So yeah, but to be fair, the expectation I put on myself is probably much more than they put on me, if that makes sense. And in my head, quality and style are very separate. Like, I don't know. It's just a minefield of things to think about. Yeah, well, that's the right reason to come to me, Della, and I appreciate that. Yeah, I guess that's, I don't know, it's just, when I'm talking about putting pressure on myself, like I feel like I need to do something better, it's because I do these streams, I do things like the cat last night, and to me, they're not, I haven't put 100% into it, like from my perspective. So then when someone's paying me, I feel like, oh, I need to actually put that extra effort in, and then I start stressing myself out. So I don't know what I'm saying. I find commissions, especially with artwork, hard to mentally manage. Also, it becomes work, like, right? So you've got to manage your expectations and your client's expectations. Sometimes it's hard to know which is which. I don't know if I'm making sense. I'm probably making a bad case for myself, really. Yeah. And ultimately, sometimes it's, you know, yeah, it's great to do something that you love as your work, but it also kind of destroys it. Like I do animation for my job, and I generally don't want to do any animating outside of work. I guess I'm glad at the moment my job is very uncreative. Sorry if anybody's watching from my job, from my work, but so I do have enough energy for other creative endeavors, but yeah, it's hard. I think he's looking pretty cute. What do you think? No, you're right, and I'm very lucky to be doing something that I love. But at the same time, what is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. No more. You know what I mean? With this, but I'm just going to sort of fudge it into submission. I hope I haven't turned away any prospective clients by talking about that. Perspective. Perspective. I don't know, you know what I mean. I mean, if somebody commissioned me, maybe I should shut up about it. Well, just this last thing. If someone commissioned me to do a bear jumping out of a box with a spring up its butt, I would do it very differently to what I'm doing now. However, I will post this. So does that make any sense? It's my mantra. That's my life, is, does that make sense? It's like the end of every sentence. Prospective clients. Anyway, if you are a prospective client, I apologize in advance. Actually, so I have learnt through official channels, let's just say that, about TikTok and the way that brands engage with creators, and they encourage brands to link up with creators rather than brands just like paying for advertising and just advertising at you. They can link with creators and utilize their creativity for their brand. So it's a win-win for both parties, really. It's happened a lot before, but in TikTok it's kind of just, they've really honed it down a bit more, even in the way that the platform works. So what I found out that was cool was a brand that will remain nameless. I found out they got in touch with all these content creators and just basically gave them a brief and just said, make some content for us around this theme. And all of the creators created something different all around the same theme, and it was so cool because you had these creators that were being creative within their own wheelhouse, their own methods and their own, even their own audience, you know, like they knew their cool stuff, and they weren't like dictating. Like that wasn't the goal. The goal wasn't the product, it was actually the goal was the creator, in a sense. I would also love a hot pink bear. Nice furry one. Sorry, sometimes I feel like I'm just yapping on about bollocks. I'm sorry if it's boring or uninteresting, or I'm digging myself into a hole. Yeah, exactly. You've got a thing that you do, and if it doesn't align to what they want, then it's not worth it. Just adding a little bit of pink into the spring. Yeah, that's good. Have I spoken to you about body doubling? Have you heard about body doubling? And would you like to hear about body doubling? Because I find it very fascinating. Yes, Stella, I'm very much a yes person too often. Something that I need to learn. So, it's mostly a method to increase focused work. And it's mostly encouraged with people with ADHD who have trouble focusing. But the idea is essentially good for everyone. Anyone could benefit from it. And it is that imposter syndrome, tell me about it. Yeah, imposter syndrome's another kettle of fish. But body doubling, so it's essentially just having someone else working with you while you're trying to do a task. So in a way, it's like an office environment there as a body double. They can be reading a book or doing whatever. And just having that presence, it's like a passive accountability. And the idea is that it makes you more productive because you're working with someone else and you've got that energy there. However, I think it was Mimo Base. If he's watching, he was telling me that he liked to have streams on while he did things, and it made him feel like, he was working with someone else. And I was like, that's really cool. And it made me think of this body doubling concept, and wondering like how much it's useful with streaming. Like if it's helpful for people to have a stream on where I'm just talking crap. They can comment if they want, like, they can go and comment and say something. But, is it nice having someone working on something, even though it's not related to what they're working on? it's just interesting, and it made me think maybe I should create a whole new YouTube channel just for just for that. It's almost like working, like I'll work while you work. And in fact, during COVID and actually during lockdown, my work set it up as well. It was, they called it a virtual working bee. So it was basically a scheduled meeting in the calendar where you could log in and you'd be on Microsoft Teams or Zoom or whatever, and everybody would just be working on their own thing, but you know, someone would be playing the music, just to foster a sense of team environment for starters when people are working from home, but also exactly what I was talking about with the body doubling, like promoting focus. So I just find that fascinating. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Like and subscribe. I don't know what these blocks are. They feel like they're bits of cardboard, boxes or something. I don't know. They're just there. Just deal with it. I'm not their mum. In fact, I might Oh, I'm glad you find it interesting. It's a bit weird with the delay, but that's good. It's cute. What do you think of this artwork so far? It's actually some interesting colours that I wouldn't normally use, to be honest. So I'm quite happy for the experimentation on that front. Also, I just remembered a trick. Oh, sorry, heard of the app Clubhouse? No, I haven't heard of Clubhouse. Tell me about it. But first, like and subscribe. I agree, actually. I wasn't sure about that sketch, to be honest. What am I saying? Oh, okay. That's kind of cool. Actually, Dad might like that. Not sure. Oh, no, don't send me anything yet. Let me look into it. How are we going for time? Nearly at the 2 hour mark. That's good. Oops. Just wondering what if I do a bit of this, a bit of that, a bit of that. Just give it a bit of speed, you know, a bit of direction. Oh no, I did that on the background. Oh well. Who gives a flying fart? I like it. Do I complicate it by... Yep, I do. I do because that's my thing. That's what I do. You know, sometimes when you're adding an extra light to something, whenever I start doing it, I'm like, oh, this is a bad idea. But there's a point where as soon as I keep going, there's a point where I'm like, this is working, I get it. And suddenly it starts to pop dimension to it. Don't know if I've done that right, but I'm not quite happy with something around here. I think it needs a bit more value in here. It's a weird transition from his butt to his front. Maybe this needs to be maybe I was wrong, maybe it shouldn't be like that. That's better. Oh no. That's really interesting. Who would have thought that this would have come from a Mr Squiggle? I might just quickly adjust the background a little bit. Let's do curves. Do I want it more saturated? Less saturated. I think I like that. Oh, that's interesting. See, I could either bring it away from him so it's contrasting his pinks, or I could pull it towards him so it's sort of going with his pinks and cyan together. B, I think it adds to the contrast of the scene in terms of not color but what is happening. That's my logic. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Sorry, I was making fun of myself there. Okay. Who is still watching and wants to see the playback? Me. Okay, let's do this full length. Save video. Don't look at my contacts. Don't look. I think the bear needs a name. Okay, so we remember we started with this from Della and this one from Peter. And we ended up with this. Paint in a sense that I keep going over it. Like I don't necessarily erase things and then go and do something new. I just keep going over it because like if you go, you know, erase things or change layers or whatever, it breaks the flow. Barely boxed in. Barely boxed spring. Bear spring. No, bear. Um, wow, I made that really, really saturated. I like it though. I think it's cool. Do you think the background's too much? I think it's really cool. I'm really pleased with it. I might, the only thing I would probably do is add excuse me. Trouble is, it was partly yours and Peter's squiggle, so you might have to negotiate with Pete. Cool. Well, thank you all for joining in. What's going on? Stop. Right. Okay, well send me your bank details and I'll get. We'll discuss merchandising clauses. Okay. Thanks for watching. Tomorrow night is the last night of lockdown. So after that, I would probably, there's as much demand for it, but also it's a bit less work for me. You know, so I can have a life. But I hope you will join me tomorrow night at least, and I don't know what I'm going to do. We'll just see. Maybe I'll finish off one of these other ones, one of these other sketches that I've done. I think that's cute. That could go somewhere. That's cute too. That could go somewhere. I don't know what's going on. Like, it should be the other way around with the fish, but I don't know what is happening there. But thank you, Jason and JL, for your inspiration. Anyway, have a lovely evening. I hope you had fun, and I will see you